If you recognize what it's like to feel that your only choice was to give in and disappear, stay here for a moment. Take a slow breath and arrive here. You do not need to analyze anything. Let the words land where they land. Your body will take what it needs. And begin. I was forced to submit and surrender through psychological and emotional violence. I experienced emotional manipulation and psychological coercion. I felt that resisting was not safe. I felt pressured to give in or comply. I felt that my will was overridden by others. I felt controlled or dominated through emotional pressure. I felt that I had to surrender to avoid conflict or punishment. I felt that my autonomy was taken away. I felt powerless to say no. I learned that submission was the only way to survive. I felt that my voice did not matter. I felt that my boundaries were not respected. These are experiences that have arisen within my awareness, not truths about who I am. Even though a part of me learned that submission was the only way to survive, and that my voice did not matter, and these feelings of powerlessness and violation are present in my awareness right now, I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel. Even though I carry this deep knowing that my will was overridden and my boundaries were not respected, and these sensations of being controlled are moving through my body, I acknowledge this experience and honor what I went through. And even though a part of me still feels that pressure to give in to avoid punishment, and this fear of saying no is here, I accept all of these passing feelings as waves within the vastness of my awareness. I had to disappear inside myself to survive. Why did they need to take my voice away? I feel so small and invisible. I am so tired of fighting. My body feels frozen and heavy. It was not safe to have my own wants. I learned that my no meant nothing. I am so angry at how they controlled me. I am scared that I will always have to submit. Notice how this feels in your body right now. I do not trust that my boundaries will ever matter. I feel so alone with all of this fear. If I resist, something terrible will happen. Breathe into the heaviness in your chest. I just want to be safe. I am noticing that I am the one observing this fear. I am so sad that my innocence was taken. My will was not my own. I feel ashamed that I could not protect myself. Let the body soften a little. I am noticing that I am aware of this sadness. It is not all of me. I do not know who I am without this protection of giving in. There is a deep ache where my power used to be. I am terrified of being myself. I am noticing the anger rise, and I can witness it. I am here with this exactly as it is, without needing it to change. This feeling of powerlessness can be here, and I remain present. The part of me that notices these experiences is steady and intact. Underlying beliefs. I believe that my voice does not matter and will never be heard. I believe that I am not safe to resist or say no. I believe that my autonomy can be taken away at any moment. I believe that I am fundamentally powerless. I believe that submission is required for survival and connection. I believe my boundaries are weak and will not be respected. An emotional mechanism of hypervigilance is active, constantly scanning for control or pressure from others to maintain safety. An ego play of invisibility is present, where staying small and voiceless feels protective, reinforcing that I am not someone who can take up space. These are beliefs and patterns from past experiences, echoes of what I learned to survive, not the truth of who I am. The outdated identity is the compliant one, the one who learned to surrender to stay safe, a strategy that once served but is no longer aligned with who I am now. Adult self, gently turn toward your inner child. I am sorry to my inner child, who experienced their will being overridden by others. I am sorry to my inner child, who felt so powerless and learned that their voice did not matter. I am sorry to my inner child, who had to submit to avoid punishment and felt so alone. I am sorry that your boundaries were not respected and that you felt so unsafe. Inner child speaks. It feels a little less heavy knowing you see what happened. You noticed the anger and the smallness, and you stayed. Adult speaks. I give you permission to heal from these wounds of control. I give you permission to forgive yourself for surviving in the only way you knew how. I release any guilt and shame you carry for not being able to say no. I honor our journey together and the strength it took to endure. I love you. You are safe to let go and be yourself because I am here now and always to protect you, and these feelings of powerlessness are passing experiences, not your reality. Now that we've felt and honored the experience, allow understanding and light to arise naturally. Message from Higher Self. You are learning that the belief in your powerlessness was an illusion born of a time when you were not free. Your true nature has never been touched by coercion or control. It remains whole, aware, and inherently free. The fear of saying no is a temporary emotional reaction arising in the vast space of your consciousness. The strength you needed to survive then is the same strength that now allows you to witness these feelings without becoming them. The calm you seek is not something to achieve, but the very background of your being, always present beneath the waves of passing experience. The ask, inner child. I give myself permission to feel the sensation of my own preference in my body, just for a moment, without needing to act on it. I allow the feeling of my own yes and no to be felt softly in my chest, noticing it as a gentle pulse, not a demand. Adult self. I choose to stay present with the subtle sensations of my own will, even if I do not yet know how to fully express it. I am here, grounded and connected, as I allow the faintest impulse of a boundary to be felt, without pressure to enforce it. Higher self. I allow the felt experience of personal agency to unfold organically in my body, in its own time and its own way. I release all control over how this learning integrates, trusting that awareness remains stable as new sensations of power arise and pass. Bridge into your new reality. Earlier, my voice felt like it did not matter, and now I notice a faint hum of vibration in my throat when I consider my own preference. Where there was once only the heavy pressure to give in, there is now a small pocket of space to simply notice the impulse to comply. I used to feel my will was completely overridden, and now I can sense a tiny, stable point of observation within that is untouched by any external pressure. Reclaim your power. I choose to witness the old belief in my powerlessness as a passing thought, not as my identity, freeing my awareness to rest in its natural strength. I embrace the learning from my past with compassion, seeing how it taught me to survive, while aligning now with the unconditional truth that my awareness has always been free and capable. Seeing it done. I imagine myself feeling a quiet, steady hum of presence in my body as I move through my day. I see myself now, noticing a moment where a request is made of me, and instead of the old rush to comply, I feel a soft, grounded pause. There is a warmth in my chest and a calm in my belly as I simply notice my own internal response, without urgency or fear. This parallel version of me breathes easily, knowing that my awareness is the stable container for all experience, and that from this place, my response arises naturally, without force or collapse. It is so normal now to feel my own no as a gentle, internal sensation, like the soft beat of my heart, always there, always mine. I breathe and there it is, the quiet knowing of my own preference, as familiar and safe as the ground beneath my feet. My body knows this ease, this simple right to be, as ordinary as the air filling my lungs. This way of being, where I notice my own internal signals without panic, feels simple and safe. It is just me here with my own quiet awareness, and that is perfectly ordinary. Now experience a new future. It is the exact moment where a familiar pressure begins, that old feeling of someone else's need or expectation starting to press against me. I notice the first subtle sensation in my body, a slight tightening in my shoulders, a shallow holding in my breath. But this time something is different. I feel a warm, grounded presence behind me, my adult self right here, a calm, steady support. I feel my feet on the floor. I take a slow, deep breath, and as I exhale, I feel my belly soften. Pressure is still there, but it is just a sensation now, an energy moving through the space of my awareness. I am not disappearing into it. I feel a gentle, curious openness in my chest. A thought arises, I have a preference here. It is just a thought, but I notice a faint, warm pulse in my throat as it passes. I do not need to speak it. I do not need to act. I simply let myself feel the sensation of my own existence. My breath continues, slow and easy. There is no urgency. The pressure begins to feel less dense, more like a passing cloud. I feel a quiet satisfaction, a simple, private knowing that I am here, inside my own body, and that is enough. My shoulders drop a little lower, my jaw is soft. The moment passes and I am still here, whole and complete, breathing easily. I notice a gentle smile touch my lips. This is just how it feels now. This is safe. This is normal. Allow this felt sense to continue integrating naturally in the body and in life. Take a deep breath, feel the shift, and smile. Let this settle gently. There's nothing you need to do right now. You can return to this whenever you feel called. Be gentle with yourself.